So does Arsenal's coach Arteta have a chance to join FC Barcelona and to potentially coach Barcelona in the very near future? I do not think so. And the only reason why I am saying that is because right now we have two managers that we are currently talking about, which is Arteta and Xavi Hernández, who are both trying to build their own Rome. And you guys know exactly what I do mean by this. Xavi is very well backed by FC Barcelona and is building his Barcelona team to be the very best in the world in about 2 years. We do have currently about 10 players who have 12 years within their bodies and to play at a very prime level, like Pedri, Ansu, Balde, Ronald Araujo, Kante. They have so many years and they can do so many things. And this team could be together for a very long time. And the same thing could be said for Arteta. Arteta is very backed by Arsenal and the club and with all of these executives. But the only reason why many are saying that Arteta is the better coach compared to Xavi Hernández, it is because he started earlier. He took over of Arsenal back in 2019, and now we are finally just starting to see the fruits of his labor. Like the first 2 years, it did not go as planned. But now look at where Arteta is today with Arsenal. Arsenal is one hell of a team, and so everything that has been going on to Arteta in the first 2 years and what he is currently today with Arsenal, the same thing is going to go with Xavi Hernández. Except I think that Barcelona is going to be a much more extreme version of what Arsenal is currently today with Arteta. Xavi Hernández has much more material, much more resources to work with and to be even more dominant and to be a powerhouse of a team. So yes, of course, we're going to be seeing that Arteta could be potentially one day replacing Xavi Hernández in the very near future because of how Xavi Hernández is doing with Barcelona and how Arteta is doing with Arsenal. Like I have said, you look at what Arsenal is today. They are competing with Manchester City, a team that has been building since 2016 and has spent like €1 billion just to reinforce their squad. And the fact that we're seeing this Arsenal team be on top of the Premier League and over Manchester City, that is exceptional. That is amazing. So Arteta has been doing wonderful work. And I remember Arteta saying at the end of last season, he said that he wanted his team and he needed his team to become a team that can score about 90 to 100 goals in one single season. If we look at where Arsenal is today, it is projected that Arsenal could reach 95 goals by the end of this current season. So this is basically the definition of believing in your project, knowing exactly where you want to go and believing in the path that you're in. So of course, I would like to see Arteta succeed at Barcelona. Like if you were to ask me, do you think that he will succeed at Barcelona? Yes, I think so, because of what he has been doing with Arsenal. This man here has been following Pep Guardiola a lot. Like he was the assistant manager with Pep Guardiola for like about 3 years. And now he's carrying those exact same ideas that Pep Guardiola was teaching, the exact same principles to Arsenal. And could he bring, again, those type of ideas and principles to FC Barcelona? Yes, he can. So I'm not saying that Arteta is a bad coach. I just do not see this man here at Barcelona anytime soon, mainly because he is building Rome at Arsenal. And Xavi Hernández is currently also building a powerhouse at FC Barcelona. Now, why do I believe that Arteta could succeed at Barcelona? That is basically because, like, if you watch Arsenal, you can see how he has his players when it comes to the press, the compactness in transition, the build-up plays, the positional play. Arsenal show all of that with players like Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka, Thomas Partey. All of these players have been playing so well and way better than they have ever been before they joined working with Arteta. These are all signs that yes, Arteta is a elite coach and will be much more of a elite coach in a few years. So again, of course, he can take on FC Barcelona, but Barcelona have the exact same coach currently, except the only reason why Xavi Hernández is looking like he is not as good as Arteta is because at Barcelona, you have to be perfect. Even the smallest errors could get you kicked out of this club and the fans will not like you no more. So earlier today, Arteta wanted to address the whole situation about all of this pressure about potentially joining Barcelona in the very near future, and this is what the coach had to say to the media. I'm extremely proud and happy to be at Arsenal. Barcelona are in really good path now with a phenomenal coach. You have to be very respectful. So both coaches respect each other's paths. But let me tell you guys two things that we will definitely see within these next 10 to 15 years. I'm not saying exactly when, I just think that it will happen eventually within these next 10 to 15 years. We will one day see Arteta coach FC Barcelona. Now, do I think that that will be in about 5 years or 6 years? I don't think so. Xavi will be here for a very long time. But do I believe that Arteta could coach Barcelona in, like, let's say 2031 or 2032, 2033? Yes. So maybe in about 9 to 11 years, but not anytime soon. And the other thing that I believe we could see in the short term, maybe in the next 5 years, is Barcelona facing Arsenal in the Champions League. Now, Barcelona could actually face Arsenal in the Europa League this season, which is going to be very funny, but I want to see these two clubs compete in the Champions League and maybe potentially potentially in the semifinals, maybe in the finals within these next 5 to 6 years. We will eventually see that, because I think that these are going to be the two teams that will be one of the best teams in the world, alongside with Manchester City, and of course you have your Real Madrids and also Bayern Munich's. So now let's move on towards the next phase of this video, and now I also do want to talk about Kante, because it does say here, according to Mateo Moreto, that Tottenham may also join the race alongside FC Barcelona for Kante, as he's a player Conte likes a lot. Not Kante, but Conte. Conte is the coach of Tottenham currently. Now, yes, it's true that Barcelona are eyeing Kante. Relevo has stated a few days ago that Barcelona see Kante as the replacement of Busquets, which is very alarming, right? Because Kante is going to be 32 years old next year. I do not see this player as the long-term replacement for Busquets. Like, this is nowhere near a long-term plan when it comes to signing Kante. I do believe that in the future, we're probably going to be seeing more clarification about Kante being seen as the B option to whatever Barcelona is currently working on to replacing Busquets in the long term. So I do not mind his entrance. I think that Kante can give Barcelona so much. I just do not see this player as the long-term replacement of Busquets. So with Kante coming in, the question is still going to be remaining. Who is going to be that long-term replacement of Sergio Busquets, who has been here for about 10 to 12 years? I still think that one of the players could be Frenkie de Jong, a player that has been showing that he is capable to play in that position. It could also be Nico, right? Jorge Mendes and Barcelona currently met a few weeks ago, basically explaining that yes, Barcelona want to bring in Nico in January. And then another dream player that I would love to have at Barcelona by the summer of 2023 would be Rodri. Rodri, in my opinion, would be my long-term replacement for Busquets. I think that this player has it all when it comes to the defensive aspect of the game and the offensive aspect of the game. He has everything. He is a tank. He's also young, and he also does play for the Spanish national team, so he could play and gel with Xavi and Pedri full time, both in the national team and at FC Barcelona. So going back to Kante, it's clear that he is not the same player. Defensively, of course, he gives a lot, but Chelsea are moving forward with their players when it comes to Kovacic and also Loftus-Cheek, two players who have basically replaced Kante and his workload that he has been doing in the past 5 to 8 years. But he's still a tank. You look at the previous season, when it came to goal creating actions per 90, Kante was in 3rd place in the Premier League. Now, I know that many are going to be saying he does not have the most inspiring numbers currently this season. Well, that is because we need to have some context. Kante has been injured for a very long time and will not be here in the next 2 or 3 months for us to watch. Kante did experience an injury on August 12th, which was about 3 months ago, and he is expected to return by mid-February 2023, meaning that this hamstring injury that he has encountered has and will take him out for about 5 months, which is again the reason why we have not seen so much about Kante this season. So that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona Daily News, and I'll see you guys in the next video.